A more compassionate Lexington, the city's Loan a Box program, and how to recycle. This and more up next on this week's edition of Lexington Now. I'm Noaa, and this is Lexington Now. Lexington has always been a kind and giving city, but there's always more that can be done, which is why organizers have launched the Lex Give Back campaign.
I mention often that our city has a rich and diverse history, and there's so many interesting things to do here. I mention to them that we too are a compassionate city, a caring city, a giving city that welcomes everyone. As Susan will mention shortly, my note says, as Susan has already mentioned. No, not quite yet. It was a year and a half ago that the City Council passed the resolution adopting Lexington's Charter for Compassion. It was a natural for who we are as a city. And the Week of Compassion that we are announcing today is the natural extension of just that. I, like many of you, look forward to seeing the many volunteers who will step up and serve their neighbors, their friends, and also the total strangers who simply need a little encouragement and help. I want to thank Councilmember Susan Lamb for your dedication to this, Susan. And I want to thank the organizations here today that faithfully serve our community in so many inspired ways. Whereas Lexington contains a broad diversity of people and organizations embodying compassion and the best of human values, and whereas our community members recognize they have a strong volunteer spirit and will work to rally our city around compassionate action projects. And whereas, as part of a campaign for compassionate cities, there will be many opportunities to connect organizations that need resources and volunteers to community members who can assist them. And whereas the City of Lexington encourages the citizens of Lexington to unite in a commitment to compassion and to live compassionately. And whereas Commerce Lexington's 2018 Leadership Lexington class has recognized the importance of the community participating in compassionate acts. Now, therefore, I, Jim Gray, as Mayor of Lexington, in celebration of Lexington's Week of Compassion, do hereby declare April 22 through 28 of 2018 as Lex Give Back Week in Lexington. There we go. That's it.
It is a week that is dedicated to people doing acts of compassion for each other. And our goal is to have everyone in Lexington do an act of compassion for another person. The idea being, if we do that, we raise the tide of compassion in our city and make it more of a core value of who we are. What does that look like? Well, our team says we don't want to put any boundaries on compassion. So it's whatever it is that enters into someone else's suffering to help transform them. On our website, which is lexgiveback.org, you can sign up as an individual, and by signing up, you're simply saying, yes, I promise to participate in this Lex Give Back Week. You can sign up as an organization that wants to provide volunteers, and we have over 20 organizations that are already signed up to say that, yes, our employees will do acts of compassion during that week. And then you can sign up as an organization that needs volunteers. So if you're an organization, a nonprofit that needs volunteers during that week, sign up on there. You can create an event, and then people who are looking for volunteer opportunities can see that and can contact you to serve.
It's just really magical what this does in our community, and what it builds, and what dialogue that it opens up to for us to have. I also want to make sure I thank all the organizations that are here that have gone on and set up service projects on lexgiveback.org. Can't say that enough. Lexgiveback.org. Go to that website. It's amazing. we have a lot of fantastic opportunities for all of our community members to participate during Let's Give Back Week.
And giving doesn't have to end after Let's Give Back Week does. Visit letsgiveback.org to learn more on how to keep it going. Many cleanup or remodeling projects can create a lot of waste, and that is more than regular pickup is designed to handle. Did you know that the city has special containers you can rent for those projects? Lauren Monahan fills us in.
My name is Lauren Monahan and I work with Lexington's Division of Waste Management. We're here today to talk a little bit about our Curbside Collection program here in Lexington for those that receive regular city waste pickup each week. We all know here in Lexington that the green cart is for landfill-bound waste or your regular garbage. The blue cart is, of course, for recycling material, and the gray cart is for yard waste material. We also accept a wide variety of items such as mattresses, tires, and other bulky items like furniture or excess bagged waste at the curbside every single week for your disposal convenience. But a lot of people have questions when it comes to move-outs or home renovations or just spring cleaning in general when you expect to have a lot of excess waste to dispose of. Lexington Fayette Urban County Government is pleased to offer the Loan Box program to Fayette County residents. This program is a great way to dispose of excess waste in an easy and convenient and affordable way. There's a variety of different materials that aren't necessarily picked up at the curbside through our regular curbside collection program. We accept construction, demolition material, small amounts of bricks and concrete, those materials that we do not regularly pick up. So this would be a great program to participate in if you do have those home renovation projects going on and have this type of material to dispose of. The Loan Box program is available to not just those residents that receive residential weekly city waste pickup, but also those within the urban service district that receive private city pickup. For more information on eligibility, availability, as well as making your reservation and confirming payment over the phone, you can call LexCall 311 and ask for the Loan Box program. You can also go to the website anytime at www.lexingtonky.gov/loanabox. We encourage you to visit our website or call our office directly to find out more information, especially regarding the availability at the time of your call. Our customer service representatives will be happy to assist you in figuring out what will best fit your needs for your project. We also accept credit card payments now, which makes payment even easier. Please note that payments are needed in advance and that availability is limited, so please call as far in advance as possible.
When we come back, what is and isn't recyclable?
One of the largest private capital projects to ever happen in Lexington is now underway. I'm Kenny Bishop with the City of Lexington, and today we're going to tell you about the construction of MetroNet's fiber optic network here in Lexington, a project that's going to touch nearly every street in the city. And we'll show you how it might affect your property. Right now, most homes and businesses in Lexington are connected to a telephone line and a coaxial cable for television. Now, a third telecommunications line is being installed throughout the city. This time, the cable is made up of glass, fiber optic cables capable of transmitting data at the speed of light. These new cables will bring gigabit internet, television, and telephone service to homes and businesses at really high speeds. The City of Lexington has entered into a franchise agreement with MetroNet, the private company that's investing between $70 and $100 million to build this fiber optic network here. That means MetroNet will have access to the city's right-of-way and its utility easements just as the other utilities such as cable television, electricity, and natural gas have. In neighborhoods where utilities are overhead, MetroNet will be putting its fiber optic cables on telephone poles. In neighborhoods where all the utilities are buried, the cables will be underground. It's important to know that this network will go by your house, but not to your house, not just yet. When the network is ready, and if you decide that you want MetroNet service, your house will be connected to the network then. But they're building all over the city to give people that choice. Here's a map showing where MetroNet is building first. You can stay up to date on the schedule and the progress by going online to metronetinc.com/construction. So, what if MetroNet is building in your neighborhood? Here's what you can expect. First, you'll get a letter, and then a postcard letting you know that construction is on the way. You'll also see large signs at the entrance to your neighborhood and smaller signs closer to your mailbox. The signs and letters will include more information, and then you'll start to see trucks in your neighborhood as the installation begins. Just so they don't cross other public utilities in the area, there's a system for the gas, water, and other utilities to mark the locations of their facilities before MetroNet starts their work. So you'll probably see some little colored flags as well. MetroNet will not be digging large trenches in anyone's yards. Underground boring machines like this one minimize the disruption. These machines can tunnel just below the surface for hundreds of feet before re-emerging. And MetroNet assures us that they will restore all disturbed property. Some telecommunications companies use boxes like this one, but MetroNet will bury their boxes and cover them with green plates so they're out of the way. If you have anything on your property that MetroNet should know about, such as an underground irrigation system or a dog fence, you can get in touch with them at metronetinc.com/construction to let them know. Now, we know that dealing with construction is difficult, but it's only temporary. And when it's finished, Lexington's homes and businesses will have access to some of the fastest internet in the world. Remember, for more information or to discuss issues on your property, you can visit metronetinc.com/construction. More information from the city can be found at lexingtonky.gov/gig.
Welcome back to the show. Solid Waste has some new initiatives to educate the public on what is and what isn't recyclable in Lexington. Angela Poe explains.
So we're at the Recycle Center today because Lexington runs our own recycling center, and we get recyclables not only from Lexington but a lot of surrounding counties. It is a big, busy process out there to sort through all of the recycling, and it's really important that we get only things that we can recycle to the recycling center, because what happens if we don't is a lot of times the contaminants get caught in the machinery, slow down the process, we have to stop the whole operation, clean everything out, and start over again. So it's really important to know what is recyclable where you are. And here in Lexington we have several ways that we're communicating that. We have a new trash bashers, which I'm pretty excited about. So this is something that we give to kids, and they just have to sort these recyclable or non-recyclable items into either the trash or the recycling. So it's an easy way. There's a cheat sheet on the back so people know if they got it right or wrong. We've also updated waste guides, and that also has good cheat sheets for recycling in it. We have new flyers that are picture-based, and so hopefully we're trying with these sorts of items, the trash bashers, the flyer, everything, to make it really easy for people to know what we in Lexington accept for recycling. Just because it has a recycling symbol on it does not mean it's recyclable. That's a really important lesson. So bottles and jugs, plastic bottles and jugs, glass, steel and aluminum cans, paper, cardboard, box board, the kind of stuff the cereal comes in, that's it. There's a lot of spinning parts on the machine, so anything that can get wrapped around these spinning parts causes huge issues. So ask us get some of our new items that will help you remember what's recyclable, you can email livegreen@lexingtonky.gov, and we'll get those items to you. If you want a big group to hand out at your church or a neighborhood association, we're happy to have help spreading the materials so people know how to recycle right.
It's April and winter and spring continue to battle it out, and this often means severe weather. John Bobel of Emergency Management has a few tips to navigate safely through the unpredictability of severe weather season.
There are some things we want people to remember about being prepared for severe weather. The first thing is we want people to be aware. It's very easy these days when you have a smartphone or a cell phone and you get text messages from just about anyone. But severe weather preparedness means you need to have at least 3 places where you're going to get severe weather information. Make sure you keep that phone of yours charged at all times. And it's a good idea to also buy an auxiliary battery pack. So if you're in a place where the power goes out and you need to rely on your cell phone, you can at least keep it charged a couple of times with that auxiliary battery pack. The most important thing, though, is to have a Noaa weather radio. It's very easy these days to forget that the Noaa weather radio is the most important appliance in your house next to a smoke or fire alarm. The Noaa weather radios, they're about $30, and they can be programmed so that they only set off alarms and alerts if there's severe weather here in Fayette County. Severe weather just doesn't happen during the day. A lot of people are seriously injured or even killed from severe weather and tornadoes that happen overnight. Your cell phone may not be loud enough. You may not even keep your cell phone in the bedroom with you. It may be in a charging stand somewhere else. But a Noaa weather radio in your bedroom or someplace where everybody can hear it when it goes off, it can make the difference between life and death for severe storms. Also, we encourage people to sign up for our new Lex Alert system. You can go to BeReadyLexington.com. That's the emergency management website for Fayette County. Check out the sign-up information form on the BeReadyLexington.com website for Lex Alerts, and you'll be able to sign up for the extreme severe weather alerts and warnings. The next thing we want people to remember is it's important to make a family emergency plan. And that can be an individual plan. If you're single or live in a group environment with a couple of roommates, doesn't really matter. You really need to have a plan so that people can stay safe during emergencies. Everybody should have an out-of-town emergency contact. That's somebody you know. It could be a friend, a relative, someone who has a good telephone or mobile phone connection. First of all, you need to let them know that they're your emergency contact. So in case of an emergency, you contact them out of town with a text message or a phone call to let other people know that you're okay. Family members, friends can call your out-of-town emergency contact and they know that everything's okay. The next thing to do in your emergency plan is to make copies of important documents. They may be your driver's license, your birth certificate, other important documents, court documents, insurance papers. Make copies of those and save them ideally to the cloud or some other sort of storage drive. If you have to leave home or where those documents are originally stored, you can get copies of them. So if you come back and need those documents, you can easily get hold of them. Worst case scenario, you could be digging through rubble. If it's a fire, they could be destroyed. But if you have copies of those in a safe place, you'll always have access to them. The next thing we want people to do is to build an emergency kit. Ideally, you should have an emergency kit for where you live, where you work, and whatever type of transportation you have, a car, a truck, a van. Each one of those areas should have its own emergency kit. For home, make sure your emergency kit has a first aid kit in it. That's very important. A battery-operated AM/FM radio, also a good thing to have. Flashlights with extra batteries so that if the power goes out, you have a way to see in the dark. At least 3 days worth of food and water, so that if for some reason you can't get out of your home, if it's a blizzard or some other type of storm that prevents you from getting out, that you can be self-sufficient for at least 72 hours, at least 3 days. Finally, we want people to get involved with being prepared for emergencies. Take a class in first aid or CPR. Here at Emergency Management, we have our Community Emergency Response Team. They take 9 weeks worth of classes where they learn some advanced first aid, some fire and rescue. They learn about firefighting. They learn how to organize in a neighborhood in case of an emergency, because it's important to know that if we were to have a tornado or other violent storm here in Lexington, firefighters would not necessarily be able to reach all the neighborhoods at the same time. It could take several hours. It could take a day or two. It's important that people have the supplies and the know-how to take care of each other. It's also important that you know your neighbors, know your friends, know people who may need a little extra help during an emergency or a power outage, so that if you know them now, you can reach out, because that's important. Lexington's a very caring community. We've seen that time and time again during the ice storms and other accidents. So it's important that you remember to be aware, make a plan, build a kit, stay informed, and learn a little bit about emergency preparedness.
It's a typical week at City Hall, and there are a couple of televised meetings on the schedule at Lex TV. The Planning and Public Safety Committee and the Council Work Session, both on Tuesday. You can watch these meetings live and catch our other programming right here on Channel 185 or on our live stream, and find any televised meeting archived at lexingtonky.gov/LexTV, or find our other programming on YouTube channel Lex TV. That's all for this edition of Lexington Now. Keep up with us all week long on Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube, and check out the latest traffic updates on Twitter at our handle @LexRex. Or get a bird's eye view of our live traffic cams on the city's website, lexingtonky.gov. For the staff and producers at Lex TV, I'm Noaa, and that's it for now.